Welcome back to the channel. This is Zillion Frogs, and we're taking a look at the video review of Robots in Disguise Sideburn, which, I mean, yeah, vehicle mode is amazing. I mean, this is just a gorgeous vehicle mode, as all of the Autobot brothers have been. So, he is clearly based off of a Dodge Viper, and they nailed this sucker. I mean, the shaping, the curves, it is just gorgeous. Plus the colors. The color scheme on the thing is great. The nice, deeper blue with the lighter blue with the nice white kind of pinstripe flames. I mean, that's amazing. Plus chrome rims, the nice silver paints on the lower lights, plus the grill, and they even molded, I don't know if that will, you can see they dual molded transparent headlights of red down here with some orange down there, like the actual car, which is crazy that they went through that much detail. I mean, it's just a great looking one. Nice chrome engine right there, silver and red, gorgeous pops, plus the nice yellow windshields. I mean, it's just a nice looking car. It reminds me of, I don't know, Speed Racer, sort of ish, but not really. I don't know what I'm saying. It's fine. You see the nice big exhaust right there, which is actually part of a missile. Wish they did that more often instead of just having it plunk on the top with modern figures, but what can you do? So yeah, just overall amazing vehicle. Rolls really nicely. I mean, it's probably actually the best rolling one that I have, but this is also a new inbox copy, so when I at least got it. So yeah, it's amazing mode. Because he's the final Autobot brother, I want to do more of a size comparison right here. So here we have X-Brawn, and here we have Red Alert. So I'm still wanting to get Prowl. I just haven't bought him yet. But yeah, size comparison. I'm not much of a scale guy, so I don't know if these guys are in scale. I would assume they try to get it somewhat close, but again, I'm not sure. But I mean, just all together, they look fantastic. I love the look of these guys together, and especially when I get my shelves all ready and set, you can best believe they're going to be together. So there's the size comparison, there's the vehicle mode, so let's get this guy transformed. Now, to transform Sideburn, he is known as one of the most infamously infuriating transformations of both the RID line and all the Transformers. However, I don't find it to be as bad as long as you know how to have some kibble management. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to take off the exhaust pipe, put it off to the side. Next we're going to take off the whole back bumper and put it off to the side. So now you're just left with big hole. Now, help out with big hole, we're going to go split the back rear wells like so. Pop open the doors like so. And then we're just going to kind of shimmy out the whole top section of the car, which clips right here from the, yeah, right there, the back and bottom of the engine. And this is infuriating hard on my copy, and is also terrifying because, there we are, because this whole section, clear plastic. This whole section, clear plastic. So be very careful. I might want to sand kind of this down so it's not as tough. But if you get this copy, or if you get this figure, just be warned to be gentle. So now we have the unhooked, we're gonna rip it, rotate it up like that, come to this opening, or kind of just this area, and fold down the lower legs, put out the feet. Now we can come to the front, pop out the front car, or front of the car. And that allows us to separate this whole roof, or sorry, not roof, whatever, the top front of the car. I cannot speak today, apparently. Now, you can't really get that. Let's raise it up. Hey, Omega Prime. Wow. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is now take this assembly for the arm. It's on an armature, so rotate that out. We're gonna rotate the waist like so, 90 degrees, and we're gonna spin the armature forward like that. You'll leave it there for now, because next we're gonna do is come to this whole assembly that was the front of the car. Unpeg it from what's gonna be at the front of the torso. That's on a arm that we can swing out. You can you can see how much of a mess it gets. So now we're just gonna take the whole front of the car, rotate it 180 degrees, and that allows us to get some clearance to rotate that whole assembly 180 degrees. Now we can take that and rotate it back in so that the wheel is in the back now. I'm gonna rotate the waist again. Rotate the armature on the other arm into place up there. Rotate this arm like so. Now we can take this whole top part and fold it inwards, and hopefully it can peg right there into place. And of course that also brings up the head. So now we can just rotate this arm around, and then there we have Sideburn in his robot mode. Now, Sideburn, in terms of looks in his robot mode, I actually quite enjoy. He looks pretty nice. I like the aesthetic he's going for, you know, kind of the explosion of the parts just all over his body, of the car parts kind of all over his body, putting his armor. But the execution leaves a lot to kind of be desired. I mean, just, he is kibble-tastic, and not in the best way. So, yeah. Look, at least, and the sculpting, at least, is pretty nice. I mean, you got some nice kind of thigh sculpt right there. Kind of the more organic leg sculpt, which happens a lot with, like, the newer RID figures. They like to have kind of more organic look to them in terms of their body parts. Got the arm, got the head. The head, his sculpt is really nice. Yeah, she still kept that nice translucent yellow as his visor on that whole part, which is sick. But yeah, I mean, look-wise, great. But I don't know. I just don't really know how to feel about him. He does come with two weapons. First weapons we saw was his back bumper, which now his good old gun handle. If you can focus. See that? Good old gun handle right there. And of course, it can now fire the exhaust missile. So I'm just gotta line it up like so, and it fires like that. It's a pretty strong missile too, so it's you don't really want to lose it, but it's really nice. You can hold that in both hands like so, and that actually looks really nice. I like the built-in weapons that majority of the Autobots have in this show. But that's not the only weapon he has, because he also comes with this strange chromed out gun, sword, knife thing. I like how he has like two weapons, multiple weapons. I just don't get why he has this. it's a little odd because it's just kind of out of the blue nowhere. You can't fit it anywhere inside his vehicle mode, at least not that I know of. Comment down below if if I'm just being dumb. But it's just awkward. It's weird. It's strangely small. Like, yeah, all the rest of the shoulder. Like, all the rest of the figures have, like, integrated weapons, and that's all their weapons, you know? Like, X-Brawn had his rails and all that, and I guess Red Alert had his 2 standalone guns, but you can still put them in with the vehicle mode. So, yeah, I don't fully understand it. Now, articulation for Sideburn would be great if it wasn't for the kibble. So he has all the joints that would make it great, but it's just the placement of his kibble just really do hinder it. So first and foremost, we do have a ball joint at the head, which allows the 360 movement, and because of the way it's sculpted, you can look all the way up, which is nice. Arms, so here's this arm. Wish could go 360. You can try to maneuver it, but it's really limited in that ball joint with the massive thing of kibble here. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow. Same here on the other side as well, but again with the massive shield, which I do enjoy. It's just the way it's placed, really short right here next to the shoulder, and the bicep limit movement. Like, it does have a bicep swivel, but you're not going to be using it that often. Plus another bend at elbow. It does have a waist swivel, which, can you focus please? Which is nice. I mean, it's a full 360, so that's nice. Ball joint at the hips, look back, or back, front. Got decent spread right there. You do have a ball joint over the knee, so it can swivel, plus a bend. Plus, because the transformation has a double a bend, which is actually really nice. And ball joint at the ankles, so can kind of give it a pivot. Not really, but it is swivel. So at least the legs are pretty nice, but the upper body is just super compromised in its ability to get into some good poses, which can't really do anyways, is because how top heavy he is, especially with these kibble backs. You can kind of maneuver him to like put away his weight in other places, but with the ball joints can be kind of loose, so he does like to fall over a bit. Though in this review, he's doing pretty good. So yeah, size comparison though with his brothers. So in Sideburn, we have X-Brawn, and we have not Prowl. So yeah, he's actually pretty even with Prowl. X-Brawn, of course, being the largest, and it just, for me, it shows how good he is next to his brothers. He is, so in terms of my favorite, it does go Prowl. In terms of design, at least, it goes Prowl, Sideburn, and then X-Brawn. But I mean, that's just in looks, but he is very compromised. So if he's just standing on a shelf looking pretty, he does that great. But if you want to actually play and utilize him, he has a lot of issues, not to mention the clear plastic that can easily break. Overall, Sideburn is a fine figure. I mean, again, the look, the paint apps, they're all amazing. However, that kibble, and just some of the design choices that, come from the time, obviously, are a little strange and a little hard to kind of deal with in this kind of modern era that we have now. But I wouldn't say it's too big of an issue. I mean, he is still a fun figure. Plus, if you're big into like model cars, I mean, that Viper mode, his Viper alt mode is amazing. That is immaculate alt mode. So, which trying to get him back into, it just kind of goes to show how kibbly he can be if you're kind of in a rush. And then, of course, the clear plastic, which is, painted really nice over with that nice blue, but it is fragile, and there have been reports of a lot of breakage. So if you aren't going to get him, again, I would say, like X-Brawn, buy him
if you're trying to complete the collection like I am, or if you just really like the card. Truthfully, like I honestly, after putting him back into this card mode, I don't think I'm going to transfer him much again, because it's tedious and I am a bit fearful. So that's my opinion if you want to buy him or not. So there has been Robots in Disguise Sideburn. So as always, I'm Zillion Frauds, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.